Everybody, we're back with another Fables review. This is Fables, Volume 17, Inherit the Wind. Hey everybody, welcome back to BK Sports. As always, I'm your host, Brent, and today we're talking more Fables. This is Volume 17, Inherit the Wind. The King North Wind, the North Wind is dead. Bigby's father is dead. So now we have to find a new North Wind. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Bigby, one of the cubs? We're going to find out towards the end of this volume. So with this conflict, you have the Zephyrs. They're kind of training all the little cubs here. And I really did like this because it kind of gives you more of an insight into all their personalities. You've met one or two before, but you've never really gotten a feel for each individual cub than you do in this storyline. So I thought that was very interesting to finally see that. At the same time, the other parallel storyline we're dealing with here is Buffkin, and he's in the land of Oz. He's finally climbed out of the office world he was stuck in. I didn't realize there was a tree in there holding everything up. Neither did he until he started to climb, and then ultimately he landed up in the worlds of Oz. How he gets back down there, we haven't figured that out yet, nor has he made contact with the rest of Fabletown and stuff like that. So that's a little interesting. Actually, it does end on a pretty big cliffhanger for Buffkins, and I've read a couple volumes past this, and I'm a little concerned. So who the North Wind is and how they find out who that is a pretty neat storyline. I think it's less of a shock or surprise about who it is per se than meeting the other winds, the South, the East, and the West Wind, and all their different traits. You know, South looks like he's from South America. East looks like he's from somewhere in Asia. The West Wind, I don't know where the West Wind actually it comes from. It's this person in the red. Maybe that's maybe like a Native American type thing. This person in red over here. I'm not quite sure. Like if you go west, the North Wind is definitely this representation of Europe and that kind of stuff, at least in terms of what he was before he died, right? If you remember his character. So that's pretty interesting. You have another Christmas issue to round this out. This collects, what's in here? Doesn't say. Next, like 6 issues or something after, 105, something like that. Usually it says it on the back here. Let me page through to the middle so I can tell you what it collects. Okay, 108 to 113. There you go. It's got another Christmas issue, and this is Rose Red kind of dealing with the entity that got her out of her slump in that trade paperback, Rose Red. So it turns out she's got to be an avatar of hope, and she has to determine which kind of hope she wants to be an avatar for. So that's a little interesting storyline in the back there. So all in all, pretty much another fun volume of Fables. There's, we're moving past the Mr. Dark stuff, so we're kind of in this in-between phase, per se. There's no big adversary. We're just moving the story forward to see what happens to Fabletown after everything with Mr. Dark. Are they going to move back to Fabletown and the castle? Are they going to stay at the farm? Are they going to stay at Haven? None of that stuff is really resolved here because you're kind of dealing with Bigby and the Winds as well as Buffkin only. But you're starting to tread on that at the last issue when they are kind of having their first Christmas back at the farm since this Mr. Dark stuff started. Which I think in Fables, it feels like their time passes in regular time as the monthly issues would come out. So you might have a storyline that takes 6 issues, and then by the time the 7th one would start, they would be 6 months from that time. So it's kind of interesting time-wise to read it. So let me know down below what you're thinking of Fables, and we'll see you guys next time in the Funny Pages.